Everybody loves a good mystery. And wouldn't it be even more interesting if that mystery involved one of America's most favorite books, Tom Sawyer? In this program, you're going to find out about a unique event that allowed people to use their skills in reading and researching to answer questions about a mysterious visitor to Tom's hometown. Using their powers of deduction and their familiarity with library resources, participants were able to find out the curious story behind Moses Reed. On February 12, 2010, local residents got a chance to participate in a unique Mystery Night treasure hunt at the Schnarr Library at St. Charles Community College. The staff of the library sponsored this unusual activity that was open to the public and was attended by approximately 50 people. The event included several characters from Tom Sawyer, the author Mark Twain, and some locations from the book, including Aunt Polly's house, the Widow Douglas's garden, the St. Petersburg Cafe, and McDougal's Cave. The guests were organized into teams, given clues, and sent off to solve a mystery involving Aunt Polly's older brother, Moses Reed. The College Mystery Night was part of our participation in the Big Read, a program of the National Endowment for the Arts that's designed to restore reading to the center of American culture. The Big Read invites neighbors to read and discuss a single book of American literature in their communities and experience the transformative power of reading.
The Big Read is a program that's been going on for several years. It's a national program, and it's hosted by the National Endowment for the Arts. And this year, there was a grant. It's a grant opportunity every year, but this year, the Foundry Arts Center decided to apply for the grant, and they approached me to see if the library would partner with them. And I have become aware of libraries who worked on programming to bring their students and faculty and community together to solve a clue. And since the Big Read initiative this year in this county was based off of Mark Twain's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, I said, oh, maybe we could work with our staff to come up with a mystery night at the library that would incorporate parts of the story, music, the culture, and that's what we did.
When people arrived for the Mystery Night, they were entertained with some appropriate period music and then greeted by none other than the author Mark Twain himself to set the stage for the story.
If any of you read my books, you probably know I'm somewhat partial to the common folk, and I can see you're all a good group of people and you're going to help us solve this mystery. Now, for whatever reason, Aunt Polly's older brother Moses showed up about 3 weeks ago. And she's been just celebrating his homecoming for the last couple weeks. And the Widow Douglas, she seemed pretty keen on his arrival too. She's been hanging on his every word, and some people in town think there could be a wedding sometime in the future.
After getting a clue to where to start looking, the participants spread out through the library searching for additional clues. Creating characters, sets, and a challenging puzzle was accomplished by the staff of the college library, who all pitched in to make the event a success.
When we were writing the script, we wanted to use actual events, and so we tried to find events that took place in American history that were right around the same time as the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And the one that seemed to fit the best into our story was the Lewis and Clark expedition. And because the Lewis and Clark expedition was such a huge event in American history, there's a lot written about it, and so we would have plenty of sources, books and magazines and whatnot that we could use in our scavenger hunt around the library. And so basically what we did was we weaved events from the Lewis and Clark expedition into the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And so we had the people, the characters and places from the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, but some of the events from the Lewis and Clark expedition. And so when the students are, kind of racing around the library, they're searching for information about the Lewis and Clark expedition because they have to kind of figure out who Moses Reed was. And then once we had a pretty good story, we started developing the characters for that story, the clues that we would need. And it was a constant process of not just developing the clues, but then also tweaking them and making them a little bit better and a little bit better, and also trying to think of various scenarios where things could go wrong.
We had a storyboard team, from which I said a lot of what we're going to need stemmed. A logistics team, which I was the head of, which handled where people were going to be, what they were going to do that night. We had a costume team. We had a set design team. Again, the set designs were determined from the story. An advertising team. I think Teresa headed that up, working with the woman from the Foundry Art Center. We had a character team and a prizes team. It all pulled together, and I think the evening was a success.
To solve the mystery of Moses Reed required participants to use the library's resources to gather the information needed to figure out what was going on. They needed to visit the various locations to search for additional clues, and everyone there joined in with obvious enthusiasm.
I don't know. This room is in there, I suppose, if you want to have a look around.
What are you looking for?
Boy, people were very enthusiastic. They were able to understand their directions, put together their puzzle that let them see the specifics of what they needed to do. They moved from one station to the next, which were different scenes, and they were excited. I think they were very much happy to be involved in an educational event that was fun. All in all, we had rave reviews.
Yeah, well, I thought it was great. It was pretty much exactly what we were looking for. That the people who attended had a lot of fun. They seemed to be really into it and really trying to figure out who Moses Reed was, and using the library resources. And I think it was successful in that we were able to show students how to use library resources, but yet it didn't feel like a library task.
The Mystery Night program was not held just for entertainment. Its real purpose was to promote digital literacy. In today's modern world, it's not good enough just to be able to read books. To be fully literate, an individual needs to be able to determine what information is needed, where the best source of that information is, and to have the skills to find that information, whether it's found in a book or a computer.
Well, our mission is to not just promote library resources, but also library services. That the library, first off, is a welcoming place, and we encourage people of all ages to come to the library. But I think it also showcases some of the resources that we have, in particular, regarding the Lewis and Clark expedition. Some of the primary and secondary resources that we do collect, and that there is a lot of information available.
Well, the library is definitely has a mission to help students learn, help students become more aware of the different resources they need to use to be successful. So information literacy was a key part of the clues, and information literacy helps the person develop the awareness of how to gather information, how to discern what is more valuable information or less valuable information, and how to apply that information. And so that when the clues were all turned in, people had proved that those skills were something they had conquered.
I think it's good for outreach to the community as a part of the community college to offer events like this, in addition to focusing on information literacy skills.
All of the groups participating eventually were able to solve the mystery. Moses Reed, as they discovered, was a member of Lewis and Clark's voyage of discovery years earlier. Disliking the rigors of the journey, he deserted the group, but was caught, court-martialed, and sent home in 1805. Although the widow Douglas was attracted to him at first, she was dismayed to learn that he had stolen an important item from the expedition, a brass compass.
In case you're interested, here's what everybody was looking for. That mystery compass that was disappeared so many years ago.
Shame on
Thank you
Moses.
for helping us find out about the whereabouts of this campus and also finding out a little bit more about Moses.
All in all, the college's Mystery Night was considered a great success.
I did like it greatly. It was especially fun for kids. And I brought my daughter and her friend here this evening, and they seem to have enjoyed it greatly.
It was fun.
It brought numerous young people here to participate in the event and allowed them to get some idea of the information resources found here. Hopefully, it will inspire those same young people to read the original book and appreciate the value of reading in general.